Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I haven't filmed in like a week now and it feels like a lifetime without you guys. First things first. I got a new phone just now. Basically, what happened a couple days ago, I was about to leave for work. Mind you, I usually open, so I have to be there by 6. So I usually leave the house at like 5:30 a.m. So where we put our keys are right above my cat's water and food bowls. So I had my flashlight on my phone because I was like trying to see. And so I would grab my keys and then I went to like turn the flashlight off. And when I did that, my phone slipped out of my hands and fell directly into my cat's water bowl.
That's cool.
It definitely got water damage. The lock button wasn't working and the volume buttons weren't working and it was like glitching all day that day. It was like spazzing out. Since that happened, my mom decided to look online on our account to see if we were eligible for any upgrades, and we were. So I got this now. So it's the XR, which I wasn't. I mean, the X is like, it's just a lot to figure out. Honestly, the biggest thing that I cared about was the camera and how big it is. I wanted one that was huge because ever since they came out with the 7 and the 7 Plus, I had the 6S. I was like this tiny little phone. My hands are too big for that. My hands are way too grown. Harriet! All right. Okay, so I have no plan for what I'm about to do, what I'm about to say. I figured I'll just start, and that's about it. I asked you guys if you were interested in seeing me talk about my history and past with weight and health and eating habits and all that stuff. So I'm gonna try and do that as I'm getting ready for dinner in 30 minutes. Forgot to damp this.
We love that.
I've still been keeping up with the low carb. I don't like calling it a diet, but diet. And I haven't been doing any workouts, but this week my mom and I have been going on walks in the morning, which have been so fun. I really enjoy them. The weather in Florida has been amazing. It's been so nice. So we've just been getting out there and walking around our block. They're not even intense walks. They're just like to get out, get the heart rate moving a little. Also, to start for foundation, I use the CoverGirl Outlast All Day 3-in-1 foundation with SPF 20, which, okay. I like any type of foundation that has SPF in it. That's what I go for because it's so important to have that on your face. Okay, so that's all we've been doing.
Oh God. Oh.
Yeah, this morning I woke up and found out that I am 198 officially out of the 200s. I've already talked about it, but I just cannot believe that that has happened. I'm like blown away. So my journey started in 6th grade. I don't really know, like there wasn't just one day I woke. Well, actually, I think that was the first time I remember weighing myself. I don't remember weighing myself any other time. And I was already tall. I've been tall for forever. So I was probably like 5'5" at that point when 12-year-olds are not that tall. So I was a pretty tall kid, but I was also chunky. Like I was a chunky monkey. That was the first time I weighed myself. And when I weighed myself then, I was about 210. When I was 12, I was 210 pounds. And I remember thinking like, I don't think this is normal. Like, I don't think I should weigh this much. So pretty much from that point forward, I was like, I'm not drinking soda anymore. And anytime I eat chicken, it's going to be grilled chicken because that's pretty much the only protein I would eat. So I was like, I'm just gonna, whenever we go out, because my family goes out to eat a lot, I'm just gonna get grilled chicken sandwiches or grilled chicken salads and no more soda. And in middle school, we had PE every day. We would run a lap every day. So those two things combined, by the time I remember weighing myself again when I was a freshman in high school, and I was like 170 something. And so I had lost like 35 pounds or so. And I remember being like, oh, I wasn't even really trying that hard. I really did not think about my weight at all in high school. I was, too busy being a high schooler. So at one point in time when I was about a sophomore that I ended up having an ulcer. in the lining of my stomach. And so for that whole year, because we didn't know what it was for the longest time, that whole year, I would wake up every single day of that school year. I feel so nauseous. I wouldn't be able to eat or even not be nauseous until I got home that, like, at the end of the day. And then I would eat dinner and that was it for a whole year. So that was probably my skinniest. I want to say I was like 160 something. I was like really skinny at that point, but that was not on purpose. That was because I had a literal stomach ulcer. But then once we got that figured out and like took medicine for that, we got back to our regularly scheduled activities. We were eating plenty. I was not an active person, so sports were never ever my thing. So it's not like I was doing activities like that by any means. So that was high school. I worked out every now and then. Like, we had a YMCA membership, but obviously we would go through like seasons where we'd be like going as a family and then we'd stop and then we'd go and stop. So
college.
That's when I started kind of caring about all that stuff. It really didn't stop me from doing anything. Like, I'm not the type of person to really care what people think. It's just something I paid more attention to. I think I weighed myself before going to school and I was like, I think that's when I hit around 200, but I just didn't think about it like at all. Real quick. So I'm gonna set all of that with this CoverGirl Clean Professional face powder. Looks like that. On and off, I would go to the gym. Our school had a gym that was free for students. Well, it was, you pay for it in your tuition, but as a student you could go. Never really stuck with anything just because I'm so the type of person where it's like, if I don't see progress within the first week, then I assume it's like not working, and then I get really discouraged and then I just like stop. I just couldn't keep up with it. Like, in general, I just really couldn't. I never took it that serious, even through those years. So by the time I was a junior, I was my heaviest. I was like 212, I think. Wasn't really like, I was worried that people were gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's gained a few pounds. It was just like, that was the most uncomfortable I felt in my own skin. This is just me not caring at all, which if I just cared even a little bit, I probably would not weigh this much. Me and Canaan actually started dating in that year in 2017 when I was a junior, or I just graduated junior year. Halfway through senior year, we both decided that we were going to make the gym our priority together. Like, we were going to both go. So we would go 4 or 5 days a week starting January of 2018. We tried to be careful about our diet, but for brows, I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. This is my ride or die. So we started going to the gym. We did that until the end of the school year. So around April, we ended up slowing that down because we were both moving out. He was moving to Nashville. This was summer now. So like May, I was taking summer classes and that's when I did this whole low carb thing for the first time. And even in those first like 4 or 5 months of the year where we were working out almost every day, I still didn't feel like I was making any progress, like at all. I was lifting and I loved it, but it just, I'm sure things were moving. I'm sure things were happening, but it just wasn't at the pace that I wanted it to be, I guess. We were trying to make this a lifestyle. We didn't want to just work out for a while and then be like, okay, we're done now. We both were in the mindset, like, we want to live long, healthy lives. I really wanted to try to figure out my diet first, like how I was going to eat, what works for me. Ooh, if you can tell real quick, I just make a line underneath and like follow my natural brow shape, and then I make a line on top and like connect it, and then I just pretty much fill it in. And then once I'm done with all that, I brush out the front. So then I just go up. I'm like so light, like very, very lightly. And then I just brush it out. But so yeah, I just really wanted to figure out what would work for me eating wise. And that's when I tried low carb for the first time. And it was effective, but I don't think I was quite ready to make all my meals all the time. I was still in school with all my friends. So it was like, I didn't want to not be able to go out whenever I wanted. I wasn't ready to buckle down really. And then once I moved home, real quick, I'm using the Colossal Volume Express by Maybelline mascara. This stuff makes my eyelashes so long. I don't know what it is. They make them so long. And every time I have to use an eyelash curler, like for life, I just have to do it. This is just a really quick look, by the way. I can do another one that's a little more like glam one day if you guys want that. But because we're just going to dinner and I like have a minute, I am just keeping it real basic right now. My battery died. So moved back home, didn't really care about what I was eating, what I was doing. I took the month from when I finished my summer classes to when I actually graduated to just chill. And that was fun for like like a day, but then after that I was like, what's my purpose in life? So after the holidays, me and Canaan decided we were gonna do that lifestyle change with our diets. And so that's where we've been. He's still vegetarian and I am still trying to eat as low carb as possible. So yeah, that was my journey. It was always a mental thing. It was never really like I felt like terrible about myself all the time. It would go in waves. But we're about to go to dinner. That is my story. I'm sure I'll talk about it a little bit more like in life. I am gonna bring you guys with me to dinner though, so get buckled in. I just felt like sitting down for a sec, catching you guys up on what's been going on this week. So I explained a little earlier, but I got a new phone today. It's my first phone that I'm paying for myself. So that feels great. I got a planner this week. I'll show you guys, because I may be just as excited about this planner as I was the phone. This is what it looks like. It's literally from Walmart. Something that's cool about it is made of recycled materials. Okay, that's something that I genuinely care about. I wanted one to keep my work schedule organized. So this is what I have for January so far. Nothing like crazy. Oh, I also got colored pens.
I love this. Okay.
So yeah, I just have like my work schedule down, when I work at the church, when I'm singing, which segues me into I will be singing at my church this week. It's my first time singing with them. Last night was their rehearsal and it was so fun. I'm not singing lead. I'm harmonizing all 3 songs. I'm so excited. But back to the planner. It's a planner. There's sections at the end of each month where you can like, there's a lined part and then there's one that's like a grid. I don't know what to do with that. If anyone has any ideas of what to do with that, I would take them. I have people's birthdays in here. I don't know. I'm just so excited. You know how like all these planners come with like contact pages and stuff and you just kind of skip over it because you're like, that's like adult stuff. Like I'm not gonna put all my contacts in there. I put all my contacts in here and it's color coordinated. It has a page for your yearly goals. So I had my yearly goals. I had them written down on my tack board. Is that what it's called? Anyways, I had it on there and then this baby came with a yearly goals page. One of the biggest things that I wanted to accomplish this year is to put kindness into action. For example, when I'm driving, I have terrible road rage, and how am I ever gonna promote kindness and like love to people if I literally scream at people when I'm driving and it's like it doesn't even matter that much? Like they're inconveniencing me for like 1 second out of my life. Why am I screaming? Why? Even being kind to my own self, how I talk to myself in my head is something that I need to work on because I'm not nice to myself. I've read that before where it's like the way that you talk to yourself in your brain, you would never say that to like your closest friend. So like why are you saying it to yourself? I don't know, son. Just being nicer. That's what I want to work on. Another one of the biggest things on here is moving. I'm saying officially so y'all don't
Back out now.
I have 2 roommates that we are working on moving in together once I move up there. I've made like 2 pages worth of possible apartments that we could check out either in late March or early April. I think what's going to happen is me and my parents are going to take a trip up there, see Canaan, see his family, and we will spend one of those days while we're up there checking out these apartments, which I will definitely film. I've been applying to jobs. If anyone has any tips, I'm trying to apply for music, marketing, public relations, receptionist jobs at record labels and studios and radio stations, anywhere that I can get my foot in the door. That's where I'm trying to go. Social media, working on social media accounts. So if anyone has any hookups, any advice, let your girl know. I think I'm gonna take my makeup off. All right guys, I forgot there's one more thing I need to show you. My brother has come up with all these random cool designs. This guy's one of them and he made them into stickers. So I have one on my car right now and this is the other one that I got and I think I'm gonna put it on my laptop. He is gonna sell them for $4. If anyone is interested, it would be amazing for him. Let me know.
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would.
Can I just say, I really thought for a second Derek had really seen Jaclyn Hill. First of all.
Jacqueline.
Also, this part, just, he had me really thinking.
Sing this out.
This is the second time that Mexican food has been on this week's video.